G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is actually going to be a bit of a different one. I'm going to be doing a frequently asked questions. You guys asked me so many questions on stream in the comment sections of my YouTube video, and because I talked to you guys so much on stream, I've answered a lot of these before, but I've never answered them all in one spot and in a lot of detail, so that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm just going to be answering all the questions you guys seem to always be asking me. First off, why did you start streaming and when did you start streaming? So in late 2018 is when I very first started streaming. I actually started off on YouTube before I was a streamer because my internet was absolutely terrible. So at my old house, I used to live with my parents. I had 1 down and half a megabit up internet speed. That is like original internet when internet was first created, like terrible, terrible internet. So the only thing I could do was record my gameplay, which was terrible, and try to edit it and then take that footage to school, to university, and upload it there as a montage. They were terrible. Unfortunately, I have deleted them. I wish I still had them. They are insanely bad, but that was how I very first started making content. But I decided that I really wanted to give streaming a go, and the only way I was going to be able to start streaming was I had to spend $4,000 getting a satellite and an antenna to start streaming off mobile data, which would give me a speed of about 6 or 7 down and about 3 up. So that's still terrible. That is still absolutely awful quality. On top of that, the only time that my satellite would actually work was on cold days. If it was a hot day and I live in Australia, I would actually have to set a timer on my stream that every 45 minutes to an hour, I would go upstairs, I would go to my freezer, I would take an ice pack, I would wrap it in a towel, and I would have to put that next to the satellite to keep it from overheating. If I forgot to do that, or if it was just an extra hot day, it would overheat and my internet would cut out. And that's how I started streaming, until I then spent another $3,000 getting another antenna put on my roof. Mind you as well, during all of this, I would only get about 50 gigabytes of data. I would have to spend hundreds of dollars to buy more data just to stream. So just to start streaming, I was thousands and thousands of dollars down the drain, but I just really wanted to do it. I know what you're thinking, Aussie, you live in Australia. How bad can it be? The internet here is pretty terrible, especially where I used to live. I then ended up luckily about about a year and a half ago, one of my friends said that I could rent out the garage at his house. I could stream out of that and I would then finally have good internet. And this was one of the big breaks for me. When I finally had functioning internet, I could stream in full HD and I could do my viewing parties without having my internet cut out all the time. And I would be able to not just have all the streams paused, and I could run a viewing party properly. That was one of the big breaks for me. But even then, it was still costing me hundreds of dollars in just rent to rent out this garage. At this point, I had about 200-300 viewers. I had about 300-400 subs, so I was probably still spending again more on my stream than what I was making. I was a negative on my stream for about a year and a half until I first went full-time. I went full-time in January of 2020, and then I pretty much started to really actually make a living out of this, where I was comfortable and I could, pay back some of the bills that I'd built up, and I could start to, make it a career in about March of 2020. As for why I started streaming, I just love video games. I've been playing video games since I was about 4 years old, and I just love the idea of having a community to talk to while I play video games. It's obviously developed now into competitive Fortnite, which I love watching other people play it, and I love talking to you guys, but that's why I wanted to do it, and that's why I was willing to spend the money on it to be able to get into streaming, because I never thought it would be a career. It's just something I always really wanted to do, and I thought would be really fun. What did I do before streaming, and what did I do before I went full-time in streaming? Well, I was actually a personal trainer. I worked in a gym. I was the head PT, and if you guys didn't know, I also went to university. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology, so I would specifically work with clients that had mental health issues, and I would work with their therapists, and I would combine that with their therapy as a training modality. So I knew about, what medications they were taking and how that would affect training. I could also just help them with their mental health issues during a training session. So that's pretty much what I was doing for a few years before streaming, and what I was doing right up until I went full-time as a streamer. That's why I had a bit of money to invest to make sure that my stream was working. At the same time, was also good because since I was running my own business, I just started taking less and less clients as I went more and more into streaming. And then right at the end, when I originally went full-time, not that I would recommend it, I was making next to no money when I went full-time as a streamer. I just bought the house I'm living in now. I started having a home loan, but I knew it was now or never, and I had had to make a jump for it if I was going to. And if it didn't work, my plan was just to go back to personal training because I liked it. It was a good job. It wasn't a bad job by any means, but I just knew it was what I liked, but streaming was what I loved. Next big question I normally get is, how did I grow as a streamer? How did I go through that 0 to 300-400 viewers to full time? And pretty much when I first started out, I just wanted to play and talk to my viewers. So I first started out, I got affiliate within a week. I didn't have any followers on any platforms. I didn't have a Twitter. I didn't have an Instagram. I didn't have a YouTube. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't tell my friends I was streaming. I went live on Twitch to genuinely 0 viewers without telling anyone. How I gained my first few viewers was just, I don't know, I guess I was an older guy playing Fortnite. That usually gets me a bit of an edge as well. Once I started to build a community of like 5-10 viewers, I would do playing with viewers a lot. I would just do a giveaway through chat and I would pick random people out of chat to play with. As I grew a little bit more, I couldn't pick everyone out of chat, so I started coming up with a way to involve everybody, and I would do playing with viewers where I'd pick 3 people to be on my squad, and then I would also go onto Discord, get all of my viewers into Discord who wanted to into a call. I would do a countdown to ready up at the same time as me, and I would let my viewers stream sniper. So the plan was, it was me and 3 viewers as a squad, and if you wanted to stream snipe, you had to play as a solo, so it made it a bit more fair, and it was really fun. So I incorporated everyone, and that's kind of how I first started streaming. I did that right up until customs came out. I started to get involved in the competitive scene because I wanted to be a snipes host. Because I was doing all these things with my viewers and just playing a lot of games, it kind of made sense that, you know, I want to run customs and I want to play games. So when customs first got introduced, I was one of the first people in OCE to get them. I reached out to, at the time, boot camp? I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Core OCE, I think it was called back in the day. Either way, it was the biggest scrim and practice Discord in OCE. I said, hey, I really want to run these. Again, I was a bit older, so I was a bit more trustworthy, and I became one of the main custom hosts for the practice scene in OCE. From then, I started running my own games. I started running my own tournaments. I just really liked getting people together to play games, whether it be competitive or just for a bit of fun. After doing that for a while, I did that until I was about 200-300-ish viewers, maybe about 200 viewers. I would run customs, and that was really, really fun. Towards the end though, it did start to get a bit difficult. Epic wasn't adding any way to block people from customs. I was getting stream sniped a lot, and it just wasn't all that fun. That's when I found viewing parties. I would often die in the customs, and I thought, hey, I'll just tell my viewers to go stream it and I'll watch them play. And that's when viewing parties started. So when Squad FNCS came around in OCE, I started watching the tournaments, I started commentating a little bit, and that's when things kind of changed for me. Viewing parties for OCE is when I started to get a bit more traction. I was getting towards 300-400 viewers. I was getting a name for myself in the OCE community, and then I started commentating tournaments. I first commentated a really, really small LAN event in OCE. It didn't have a big prize pool. It was an LPL event. I got a bit of attention at that, so that when the Australian Open came around, a $500,000 tournament, I somehow got the job. I showed up. I did well. I met some of the Epic staff. I guess they were impressed, because then when FNCS broadcast came back a few seasons later, I got the call up for the solo invitational, and from there I've been on the official broadcast. So that's kind of like the commentating side. As far as streams, it was only in January when I went full time, and especially in March when COVID hit and everyone went into lockdown, that I was able to start streaming NA tournaments, because I wasn't a personal trainer anymore. I wasn't working mornings anymore. I could actually stream North American tournaments, and that's when I went from getting about 300-400 viewers in March with about 300-400 subs to going to 1,200-1,300 average viewers and like 3,000 something subs. My whole community rallied behind me. My fiance, now wife, if you're watching this, just lost her job, and it was looking like I was gonna have to give up streaming, or something was gonna have to change, and my community got behind me. I guess the stars aligned, and from then I've just been streaming every single day. I've only missed about 2 days of streams in the last pretty much year and a half since I've been full time. I've been streaming every single tournament, and I guess just that consistency of doing viewing parties and things people enjoy, just chatting streams and just really focusing on my community is what's gotten me to this point. I don't really know. I consider myself super, super lucky. I don't think that's a path that many people are going to be able to follow, because, you know, there's a lot of specific things that happened, like a specific skill set and quite a lot of luck, but that's kind of how it happened for me. What am I gonna do after Fortnite? I guess I love gaming again. Like, you know, Warzone's got a new update. I think I'm gonna start playing that a little bit more. I've started doing some just chatting streams on my Twitch, which have been really successful. Just watching YouTube, hanging out and having a good time with you guys. I'm also about to start to do some streams with my wife as well. Gonna play some Minecraft, some fun games like that. I'm not too worried. I ultimately really enjoy gaming, and I really think that people like to just hang out with me and have a chat. It's not even that much about the game sometimes. I think I am waiting for a game that I absolutely fall in love with, like Fortnite, to change my content up a little bit. But I absolutely love Fortnite competitive. It is my favorite thing ever in gaming for me. Even though I don't like playing that much, and you guys ask me why I don't compete, I just don't find it fun to play, but I absolutely love watching it and following it. I will do that until competitive Fortnite is no longer a thing. But in the meantime, I won't be playing Fortnite as much, just because it's not as fun for me to play at even on an arena level right now, unless they make a big map change or a meta change that I find really fun. I'm just going to focus more on just chatting with my community, playing some chilled out games with my wife, but then still really focusing on Fortnite competitive. As far as my YouTube content, that's a hard one. I'm not really sure how I will segue my YouTube content after Fortnite. I would love to end up with someone like Jack Frags, who just gets to play a bunch of good first-person shooter games and talk about them, bring chill vibes. I don't know. I'll figure it out. My ultimate goal has never been to have 1 million subs on YouTube or 10,000 viewers. If I just get 2,000 viewers on Twitch, playing anything and doing anything, and just getting, you know, maybe like 40, 50K views on a YouTube video, honestly, as long as I've got enough to support me, my wife, and eventually my kids and family, I don't really need to have an insane level of fame. So I'm not too worried about after Fortnite. As long as I can sustain myself and my family, and I'm enjoying the games I play, and you guys in the community are enjoying it, that's pretty much my long-term goal. But with streaming and content, you kind of just got to take it one step at a time. How supportive is my family and wife of what I do? I've been blessed to have parents that have really been supportive of me of gaming my whole life. I first started gaming, like I said, when I was like 4 years old. My brother is like 5 years older than me. He's got a full tattoo sleeves of gaming tats. He's always been into gaming. He used to run some of the biggest gaming stores in Australia. So they've always been supportive. I never really got along with people my age. I never really liked school. I was pretty badly bullied through high school just because I was the kid who wanted to go home and play World of Warcraft. I still played sports. I actually played sports at a representative and state level, so I was still an active kid. I was still being healthy, but I just never really got along with kids my age on a social level, so games was always my escape, and I've always just kind of gotten into that, and my parents, I think, let me have that escape. I don't think they realized that I was getting bullied or anything, but I think they realized that I was just at my happiest when I was playing video games. My fiance, now wife, she plays games all the time. Like I said, she's going to get into streaming as well. My career at times can be interesting. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. At times I'm stressed, and at times I'm really tired, but ultimately she knows it's what I love to do, and because of you guys financially, I can support both of us, even with her losing her job because of COVID. It's been fantastic. So they've all been really supportive of me, which I know not everyone has, but I know I'm so blessed to have that. What is my most memorable moment on Fortnite? I think for me, it's probably got to be two now. There's two. It's got to be commentating Brezzo at the Australian Open with his Game 6 win. A friend of mine, someone in the OCE scene who I knew how much it meant to him, winning Game 6 to win $100,000, and me getting to commentate it was truly, truly special. The second one has got to be more recently, Zayt Saf and Stretch in the NA East reboot round, qualifying through that victory in the final game, and again, getting to commentate it was so special to me. Other than that, as far as like actual moments of me playing, I don't have just one moment. I have really fond memories of playing. I've been playing since like season 2. My favorite season was probably around World Cup season 8 era. That was when I think the game was really truly fantastic. So I can't pick a favorite moment for me playing, but one of those two is definitely my favorite moment in Fortnite overall. All right, guys, I know there's some other questions, but I didn't want to make this too insanely long. If there's any other questions that I didn't answer that you do have, let me know in the comments section down below. If you like this video, please chuck a like on it, and I will do another one in the future. Thank you again for all your support. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. This is basically all stuff I've talked about on Twitch, but I wanted to put it together in one video. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.